He's nuts right now?
Well, he's always been unstable. He's always been like two pills away from an insanity ward.
Because I went to the Republican gathering at New York Deli. I would say there was about 25 people there. They had elections of
Okay.
their president, the vice president, and the secretary. And they mentioned his name. That's the first meeting I've ever gone to. And the people were scratching their head. Where's Roman Perez? Why
He didn't.
hasn't Roman Perez showed up?
He didn't show up.
He did not show up. And he's a diehard guy there.
I think he's in the outs with them. I think there's a part of the culture of the Republicans here is that there's so much inside fighting that they spend most of their time fighting themselves instead of fighting the Democrat Party, and that's one of the reasons why. And I've been saying this for years. There's no unity in that party. Everyone's out for a little chair, a little position. No one really cares to grow the platform in regards to a lot of the values and a lot of the ideals that supposedly a lot of the conservative folk have around here, and that's unfortunate because one of the things I think, and I've seen, I passed by Captain Bob's there on Price Road in Paredes, and one of the things that a lot of folk here, they're wanting to support a lot of the conservative candidates, but who wants to be a part of a group, Captain Bob, que siempre andan de la greña? Well, sorry to mention here, Captain Bob, in front of you. But
Well, let me tell you, you got it. You hit it right on the nail. What I saw is an elder group of people, the same ones that are always there. Some of them, in my opinion, have mental illness, and they're in there, and they just want a position. They want to just be heard. Tallahassee says there's too much infighting, that they need younger Republicans that are working in the community to come forward and unite to increase the voting numbers from the Republicans. I thought that was interesting. And then somebody nominated Tallahassee. Dr. Laura Cisneros nominated him. And there was not a second. And then he seconded it. Tad did. And then the other lady, I don't remember her name, some Anglo lady that's originally from New York, got the presidency. He just got one vote. So I thought it was interesting. And Dr. Laura, why are your Dr. Laura Cisneros' signs still scattered all over town when she lost? Everybody else picked up their signs. Hers are still around.
Yeah,
I think it might be an attention getter type of situation now for her. I find it strange, and some other people in the community are going, when is she going to take her signs out?
Well, yeah. One of the things that I've always said, once the race is over, please start picking up all those damn signs. I saw someone's sign. I can't remember whose it was, but it was blocking the way in order for you to see the right of way. And that's the kind of stuff that turns a lot of people off. The other thing that I think that turns a lot of people off is when you have these horrible drivers with the candidate sticker on their back. If you're going to be, and I've mentioned this to people because I've put my sticker on top of, in the back of people's vehicles, and I tell people if you're going to be, driving around in this sticker, make sure you drive well, because people are going to go like, oh, there goes that Erasmo supporter driving like a maniac or driving 5 miles in a 50-mile-hour zone.
Well, you hit it on the nail again. And this morning, I encountered a lot of aggressive drivers pulling up a foot or two from behind your car as you're traveling the speed limit. They're in a hurry. They pass you up. They shoot the finger. They're cussing. They're in a hurry, only to arrive at the same red light that I'm arriving to.
Yeah,
crazy.
It is crazy. but going back into the Republican Party, it's really unfortunate, Captain Bob, because I've been getting to a couple of the meetings out there, and I go, guys, we got to stop fighting amongst ourselves. And then one of the chicks, uh, this older lady, I think she's from Rancho Viejo. I don't know if you ever heard me mention this, but when I was running for a county commission, uh, we were in this little Republican or conservative little group chat or something, and this chick on the start of early voting said, "Well, I'm not going to vote for Erasmo Castro." I'm going like, "I'm y'all's candidate, and you're not. You're out there telling people I'm not going to vote, and I'm going to tell people not to vote for him. So you're going to vote for a Democrat?" So it's like there's no unity. And when a friend of ours, Susan Rubalcaba, was running, she's a friend of yours, friend of mine. When Susan, hola guapo. When Susan Rubalcaba was running, no one out there in the party publicly went out there and said, "Hey, support Susan Rubalcaba," and I thought it was unfortunate. And a lot of people in the Democrat Party went out there and supported um, uh, Tino Villarreal, also a friend of ours, Captain Bob, and
Right.
and it's just really, really unfortunate. The unity in the Democrats here is something that people see and people feel, and it becomes infectious. Unfortunately, that doesn't exist in the Republican Party, and it's unfortunate because the majority of the people here, like yourself, Captain Bob, myself, we have a lot of conservative views. We believe in letting business grow. We believe in fiscal responsibility. It is the party that more people would want to come. But something that you mentioned and you hit it on the nail, or Tad Hassie did, we have to bring in the young folk. We have to bring in the individuals that are leaving high school, getting ready for college, and are starting to face the reality of Democrat policies that hurt uh, individuals that are wanting to come up. Because amongst the Democrats, you've got the rich elite up here, and they don't want the other individuals in the community to come up to their level. No growth whatsoever. And I make mention of this is like a lot of kids are liberal or Democrat when they're in high school and they don't know any better, Captain Bob, and they live at home, they don't pay taxes, but once they start working and they start to see that demon, who that demon is, that FICA demon, the FICA demon and the Fed withholding demon, and they go like, crap, I made 400 bucks, but I only took home 250 because everything else went out for taxes and I never get that back. Then it's when they start to feel the thread of going, you know what, I might be a conservative.
Yep. Um, it's the government is out of control, and I saw a PBS special and Frontline special on Trump last night. Boy, he's turned the whole government upside down. I just feel he deserves a second term, and I'm a Trump supporter. It's no secret. Uh, they were getting on him, asking questions about the border and criticizing him, and he told the moderators, "Hey, if it wasn't for me, the subject of the border wouldn't be discussed." He brought the border issues up when he ran against Hillary, and he made a comeback. They got into that election. He made a comeback and ended up beating Hillary at the end, especially after he got off the bus and they recorded him talking about driving the woman in a certain period.
Oh, again, a lot of the policies out there. Let's count both fingers. A lot of the policies out there, they go against a lot of the things that most people around here believe in anyway. And again, is our life any better now than it was 4 years ago under the Biden administration? And it's unfortunate, but no, I mean, this whole country is struggling. one of the things that I think that a lot of folks, I've been watching the news in all other parts of the country, and it's really unfortunate. But now a lot of people in New York, Chicago, California, they're starting to feel the pain of having these individuals who you have absolutely no clue where they're coming from, in your backyard. And that's something that we here at the border have been living with for decades, if not centuries, with these individuals. And it's unfortunate because one of the things that I think that, going back into your the issue with the border, one of the things that I think a lot of people are starting to realize is that people, countries from Venezuela, Honduras, Guatemala, they're sending out the individuals that they don't want in their country, and they're sending them this way. You're talking about a lot of these countries are emptying their jails and saying, you know what, we're tired of supporting you all. We're tired of providing light for y'all. Head on over to the United States, and they send them off this way, Captain Bob. And again, are we getting the cream of the crop when it comes to individuals coming from other countries? And I dare say no. We're getting los de abajo, the
Well,
criminals.
Venezuela crime went down 67% because they sent all the bad people to the border because the border was open. Thank you, Joe Biden.
Yeah, Biden's a mess. It's kind of funny, but a friend of mine I had lunch with the other day told me, he goes, you know what? We're getting Trump is going to be the next president. Very, very Democrat folks. Trump is going to be the next president. We have no doubt. And we're moving to Costa Rica. I go like, I'll travel to Costa Rica with you, but I understand the sentiment.
Amanda.
You don't
It's
like
going
Trump, that's
to
fine. Leaving the country again, that's an option a lot of people have. But a lot of folks in the Democrat Party out there truly believe that it's not going to be nothing. Captain Bob, anything else that we need to touch today?
Um, I got a I got a kick out of you yesterday. You were funny uh, on a couple of subjects. The mattress, discarded mattresses.
It's
How
true.
you played that? That was hilarious.
It
And
was
then, and it was true. It's absolutely true. And then, of course, you're very creative. You're a smart guy. Um, those two bloggers that Letty calls vocabulary prostitutes, and then
yeah.
you turn around and say they're Webster whores. I mean, you guys are creative, man.
You want to ask Captain Bob some questions? Captain Bob, the guy is going to ask you some questions while I do an emergency break.
Okay.
Questions about politics. Hey,
Hello. Good morning, sir.
good morning. Good morning. Okay, so I heard you guys talking about the Republican Party always arguing and fighting amongst themselves. Um, you're a Republican, right?
Well, I'm kind of in the middle, but I always vote for the person
For the person.
because, you know, I like John Kennedy. I like Ronald Reagan. I like Trump. John Kennedy was a Democrat. Um, I liked Vicente Gonzalez his first round. Now I like Myra Flores. I just move around.
You like Mayra Flores?
Right now I do.
You do. Okay.
Because she's approachable to the people, by the people. And why I say that is because she had the courage to come on the Captain Bob show, better known as CBS, and have an hour-long show at her headquarters. Hey, I thought that was good. She presented her platform to my viewers, and I think that shows it. 2,500 views. So you gotta, and I've reached out to Vicente Gonzalez through one of his right hand men, Steve Guerra, to come to my show. I know Vicente. He's been to my restaurant several times with his entourage. and I appreciate that. But they're not coming forward to talk to the people, especially on the CBS show. So right now, Myra's more approachable. It's like an organizational chart. The people are on top. Then it's the elected officials. Then it's all the staff and the workers. But the people are on top. And she's demonstrated that she understands that by being approachable. Vicente's not coming forward. Anybody out there, and if Vicente's listening right now, or Steve Guerra, I invite them to come to the show. We need to talk.
So I myself am not much of a supporter towards Mayra Flores, simply because there are some political viewings that I don't really agree with her. But by what I'm hearing, I guess I see where you're coming from. I do like that she puts the people first, and then the politicians. So maybe I'll try giving a look into that one show that you guys did together.
Yeah, it's in the archives. Just scroll down until you find the show with Myra Flores.
Hmm. So you think she's doing a good job right now?
I think so. I think so. And she's got her ear. I got her ear, meaning that if she wins, I will be on a hotline with her, particularly for Brownsville and Cameron County, so that they don't end up with all the federal funds in McAllen, Farr, Mission, and Hidalgo County. Brownsville needs help from the federal government. And if Trump wins, which all indications show he's going to win, and Myra wins, well, then Trump's going to be very helpful to South Texas and to Myra because he's endorsed Myra. So you got to look at that connection too. It's very, very, very strong in my opinion.
Yeah, no, and I really like that because that's something I've noticed that Biden doesn't really give a crap about us down here. He's visited us once, and his term is about to run out, right?
Yeah,
So
That's right. That's
it was
right.
off the shows. So I am hopeful that Trump will be of support, and like you said, having Midas connection. I guess that's good news.
Yeah. Hey, think about that because that's very strong.
Hey, but Captain Bob, one of the things that you mentioned, Captain Bob, that Tatashi had mentioned, we've got to go out there and reach out and get more young people, Gael's young, get more young people involved and, bring awareness in regards to what really is going on out there and how it affects your pocketbook. Because at the end of the day, something that Gene mentioned right now, we don't want, we'll take the handouts, we'll take the federal money, but I want to make my own money. I want to make my own, be creative, make my own business. You have a couple of businesses out there. I have a couple of business. Gael and I are starting a new business this month, and that's the goal, to be self-supportive, where you could travel the world, live the Ric Flair lifestyle. You remember Ric Flair, Captain Bob?
Yes, yes.
Ric Flair didn't have good hair like you, but Ric Flair, he was always what? Styling and profiling, jet cruising, had all those chicks around him, That's the kind of lifestyle that everyone wants.
He earned it. Though.
He earned it. Yeah, he earned it. Trancazos y golpes que le dieron al pobre. He earned that lifestyle. And that's what I think a lot of the young people would be wanting to have. I want my own cash. I want to be able to style and profile, wear Banana Republic pants, even if you get them from the thrift store. But, live well, dress well, eat well, and drink well, bro. And that only comes with a capitalist system, not a communist system, not a socialist system, which is what this country is going to.
Well, you gotta, as I go back to, let me jump to the Republican function there that I went to. And I was waiting for you, Erasmo. I was ready to buy you the Reuben sandwich.
I love it.
You got busy. I was sit back at a particular politiquera that is a turnoff.
Yeah, that chick that's always asking for money.
Yes, and the one that screams the loudest out there and is kind of rude. She's been doing it for, I don't know, since I remember in the early 2000s. She's still around. All she does is ask for money from certain candidates. And I found it interesting that she was pushing Norma Baez Card, who's a rookie politician right now. It's her first time she's running. But for Norma Baez to get that particular politiquera turns me off, because the lady was a turnoff in that Republican function. And I know you know who I'm talking about, okay? So that doesn't make the Republicans look good, in my opinion, with that politiquera. The politiqueras are a dying breed. I don't see any young politiqueras or politiqueros that are under 50 years of age. It's I don't like those politiqueras, and I don't think that the system should support that. It's a turnoff. It makes the city look bad. They're out there screaming. They're getting rude. They're pushing for certain candidates, and you know all they're doing is getting money from the candidate. So I find that strange. I know you didn't use any politiqueros or politiqueras, Erasmo.
Yeah.
But when I ran way back when, boy, they would come out of the woodworks trying to get money from me. And then I would say no. And then they'd go around town bashing me just because they didn't get money. Kind of like those two bloggers that if they don't get money, they're going to bash you on their computer. Okay? It's a horrible system. It's not fair, and it does no justice to our community and our people.
What happens if you don't give them money? It's like that chick that Gael met at that meeting that we went to. You know, you don't give them money, and then they go to the other candidate, they give them a sandwich, and then they are out there talking smack about you, Captain Bob.
That's right. That's right.
That lady was
And before it used to be chicken plates, and now somebody very intelligent that I know told certain candidates he liked, change it up. So they started giving away barbacoa.
Barbacoa.
Yeah. You remember Pedro Cardenas and Tino had big barbacoa giveaways, and they won.
Wow.
And then somebody went a step further and teamed up with Tony Martinez with his 1848 and started giving away brisket. And those people won. So you're right, Erasmo. For a sandwich, they'll go the extra mile, and that's a turnoff.
Brisket
That's a
sandwich.
turnoff.
Well, you know, they got to the point where they were giving away enchiladas también. I don't even remember.
Oh my goodness.
The enchilada posses.
But Laura Cisneros, I think, gave away food too, and she didn't make it.
Oh, your friend Jessica Tetro had a food truck out there. I know you remember.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And she didn't make it either.
And they got pissed because I parked my vehicle with an Erasmo sign right in front of their food truck, and they were going like, "Would you move your vehicle? Because you know this is." I said, "No, it's a free parking lot. I can park anywhere the hell I want." And I sure as hell parked right in front of their food truck.
I know, but that was good for you.
Yeah, of course, because a lot of people would go pick up their food and think, "Oh, Erasmo Castro." It's the last thing that they saw. Hey, Captain Bob, someone wants you to do the Ric Flair. Woo!
Come on! I like that one. That's my saying. Come on! Now, speaking of giving away food for votes, somebody told me the other day that since they went from chicken plates to barbacoa to brisket, that they're so desperate to get in office, they might go to tomahawks.
Tomahawks.
Well, maybe that's what
they can afford that.
Well, yeah, maybe that's what Chent is going to do. The tomahawk.
Well, they're looking for mini tomahawks, not the big ones that Dos Catinos sells. They want to find a smaller one.
Now you got me. Hungry for a tomahawk at Scafinos.
We should go.
We should get it. But again, we can afford it, Captain Bob, because we're living the lifestyle, the Ric Flair lifestyle. Well, me, pretty much you. You need that some more hair. But we're doing the Ric Flair lifestyle, you know, bro. And I think what happens, Captain Bob, we get a lot of negative because we bought a Tesla, and I got people were saying, and that's what people are hating on you on social media because you got a Tesla. I go like, don't hate, you know, go out there and start your own business and venture off and get another business and stuff, and you go get yourself your own damn Tesla, you know.
Well, Trump's been tearing up the electric cars. He's been tremendous against that. The electric tanks, military tanks that they want to put, the electric boats, and even the semis that are going to supposedly drive by themselves.
Yeah.
And he said something interesting, and don't get offended because you have a Tesla. But he said this electric car industry has now made the tow truck industry extremely strong because they run out of electricity and they got to call a tow truck. I thought that was interesting.
That actually almost happened to us yesterday because I got a nail in the, not a nail in my coffin, but a nail in the tire of the car, and I'm going like crap. So I went to Discount Tires. Discount Tires was amazing. They did a great job. Very professional, great folks out there at Discount Tires. Please go out there and support my Discount Tire people. But they took care of it. But I was at like 6%, 7% of battery.
Almost didn't make it.
Huh?
You almost.
I almost didn't make it. I almost had to call that tow truck to come in and change the damn tire to go and charge up. I rushed on off to HEB. And I got it charged up in 35 minutes, and actually went to go get some lunch for.
Now, have you ever thought about this? Let's say, because we're getting close to hurricane season. Let's say a hurricane is on its way to Brownsville.
Yeah.
And let's say it's got the same wind. Hold on.
One of the things that I before you lose your train of thought, one of the things that I am going to do this next week, Captain Bob, I'm going to go out there and help you set up a good system so you don't have to be poking your fingers in everybody's eyes.
Yeah, I would like that.
Yeah, you need a good little camera system. It's really very inexpensive. You have a laptop, don't you?
Well, I do, but I got so many children, and I got a baby that I budget all my money correctly. On this situation, I forgot to push the do not disturb button.
Oh,
there's another one. Boy.
What is
that? Captain Bob, how can you have the most watched podcast south of San Antonio with semi decent equipment, Captain Bob?
That's a good one. Well, it's just that I'm popular in the morning. Everybody's trying to call me. They might be disturbing us on purpose.
Yeah,
because they're jealous of you.
Of both of us, I think.
Now let's go back to the subject. Let's say a hurricane is eyeing towards Brownsville with expected sustained winds of anywhere from 85 to 145 miles an hour. So panic arises in Brownsville, and everybody fills up I-69 North and 281 to get out of Brownsville. And let's say the electricity pops off. Pobrecito, everybody with Teslas. How are they going to get out of town? Or what are they going to do? They can't charge the car.
Well, you have a home charger, which is what I'm going to actually get today. I'm going to get the home charger set up at the house so you can charge your own car at home.
Well, what if the electricity goes out?
Well, a lot of people here have power plants, generators, and stuff like that. I'm sure that there's got to be a way. I mean, where there's a will, Captain Bob, there's a way.
Okay, I just wanted to alert everybody. If you got an electric car, just be prepared.
Be prepared.
Hey, Captain Bob, do you have any pets?
No, I used to have schnauzers and a sheepdog,
Sheep.
and when each one would pass away, I would cry for days.
I remember.
So,
Remember, Buddy?
okay, Buddy, we got very famous on social media at that window. Remember?
I made him famous. Remember?
You made him famous. Now I have some very sad news to tell you.
No.
Buddy died at 14 years of age. My kids were so sad, and I didn't get to see him or hang out with him because of the divorce. I lost track of him, but at least he got the love of my children, and he loved the children. But he missed Captain Bob's because I taught him to sit and shake hands, shake paw. But he passed away at Erasmo, and so I got a heavy heart because Buddy passed away. You made him famous.
I made him famous. I'm sorry about Buddy passing away, but Buddy, there was a picture of when Captain Bob was going through the divorce with Lori. There was a picture of Buddy, and he was like looking through the window, like, "Where's Captain Bob? Where's Captain Bob?" And
Yeah, because they left him in the house for 3 days while they all went out of town, and I was very concerned.
I put that picture out there. That went viral, Captain Bob. I don't know if you feel that, but I made Buddy famous. I mean, to this day, I still remember his name because that picture went everywhere, man. It was so amazing.
Everything on my site and on your site gets archived forever.
Yeah, forever.
And so Buddy's in our archives.
He'll forever live with him.
Huh?
He'll forever live. He will forever live.
He will forever live in the hearts, the minds, and on social media. So, what else is going on in this town, Captain Bob?
Well, the international businessman, I talked to him yesterday, and he was riled up. Yeah, he was riled up because we talked two issues. Nobody's talking about the $54 million shortfall in BISD's budget. Okay, somebody's talking about it, but he wants more conversation about that and what are they going to do and why, if they're $54 million short, why can't they give up Cummings Red Ants a campus to the zoo so that the zoo can expand and we can get some elephants. I want elephants. Everybody's laughing that I want elephants, but I like elephants.
No, we all want elephants.
We want some elephants.
Didn't we have elephants before?
Yeah, we got too small in order to keep the elephants. And they had to get rid of them. And it's unfortunate, Captain Bob, because I saw a picture of your governor with the local hypocrites. What gives? Yeah, we'll talk about that one. But it really is unfortunate because one of the things that I tried to push out there was the same thing. I tried to push the fact that Cummings should have, gotten transferred over to the zoo at a fair market price, but no one wanted to take any. No one wanted to take any action into it. No one at all. No one wanted to take any action. No one wanted to give. And I told the city, and it was Ben Neese back then when he was the commissioner. I said, Ben, break down with the offer and let's get Cummings over to the zoo before they start equipping Cummings with this CTE program. And they're going to have to invest into Cummings like $35 million in order to get it up to par to where it could hold these CTE programs. And I told the board when I was on the board, guys, we cannot we have to wait for the city. The city took no action. They could have had Cummings a long, long time ago. So what happens is BISD spends all this money and upgrades Cummings, and now they're doing away with the CTE program there at Cummings because they don't have any students out there. They have like less than 100 students, I think, maybe less than 60 students. So they've lost all the program. They lost the firefighter or the paramedic program. They started bleeding all these programs, and they've got this investment at Cummings. And again, nothing was ever going to happen with it when they could have, fixed that other school that's only 2 blocks away, and then make sure that the zoo could pick up Cummings. Nothing happened. No one takes any action because there's no vision, Captain Bob. There's no vision in the city. No one wants to take proactive measures. No one wants to move forward. No one wants to think of the big picture. The only thing that they want to think of is how could I put an extra buck in my pocket? And that's unfortunate.
Wow. Okay. So that's interesting, and you have a very talented way of putting the whole issue in perspective. I want to thank you for that, Erasmo.
We've been living.
Also, Mr. International Businessman was complaining about the Stripes convenience stores. There's lines of people buying tacos. They're destroying the mom and pop restaurants all over town with those taco lines. And also he's disturbed with all the coffee that all the Stripes sell. They're hurting the Zeke Silvas and all those other coffee places. Okay. Now he says the Stripes are thinking about putting in more car washes. I don't know if any of the Stripes have a car wash, but here comes the car washes again. Okay. So he wants some leadership to address that. They started off as convenience stores. Now they're restaurants, coffee shops, and might be car washes.
Well, I mean, we'll go into this one. But first, in regards to the money, going back into BISD and to Turi, I've been screaming about this for years now, for months now, in regards to the money. When they came out, Captain Bob, they came out and said, well, we're only $16 million in the hole. And I said, no. And I came out there and I posted it on, I think, the Brownsville Herald story. And I said, it's not 16 million. We're talking about 24 million. And this is my first look at the numbers. It's really 24 million. And then they came back and said, oh, okay, yeah, we're like 24 million. So they were like, okay, they started to admit. I'm not surprised that Turi mentioned 54 million, because I think now it's closer to the $50 million mark instead of the other one. I truly believe that.
Wow.
But yeah, it's a big mess. But it's not the first time, Captain Bob, that we've had millions of dollars disappear from BISD. What happened to the 53 million that was set apart for the Performing Arts Center? $53 million for the Performing Arts Center. We got no Performing Arts Center. We got nothing. And what happened to the $53 million?
Where are they?
Where are they?
The 53 mil?
Where are the 53 mil from the Performing Arts Center back 6-7 years ago? What happened to the 54 million downfall? Now, more importantly, because it's coming out, they're having to close schools. They're wanting to cut teachers. They're wanting to pack all these little classrooms with tens of hundreds of kids. What happened to the $185 million from the ESSER funds? Where's all this? What happened to the $10 million Elon Musk gave to the community? Those are the questions that need to be asked. No one's asking the questions. The politicos, you have Eddie Garcia out there taking a picture, and this is what Marbles is talking about, out there taking a picture with Greg Abbott, which is okay. It's great. You have all BISD people behind Greg Abbott. That's great. What are you doing for us, Greg Abbott, here locally? And again, it's not a Democrat thing. It's not a Republican thing. It's a picture moment for these people to go out there and take a picture with them. Now they've got Daniela Lopez Valdez out there supposedly dancing with the stars. And she's like one of the local celebrities. How is she a local celebrity? What the frickish they've done? What have they done for the community of Brownsville? Absolutely nothing. Nothing.
Well, you're right. That's some excellent questions. I don't know why they don't ask that and get down to the nitty gritty. That's a lot of money.
It's,
So you got
where's the
this,
money?
you got all this money. You just explained of close to $100 million of money that we don't know where the money is at BISD.
Pissed
Then
away.
we got the 145 million at PUB's Tanasca. We already know that the lawyers and the engineers got some of that money. Like what, 28 million, 30 million. Okay. So if you put those two together, that's already $250 million, $250 million. Okay. If you start adding up Arsenu and what's that other guy's not name, the drone guy, McKnight or something from, I mean, if you keep adding everything up, and we added it up here at CVS not too long ago, it comes out to, including the bridge to nowhere, it comes out to $500 million of lost money.
Pissed away.
Okay, but there's all the candidates taking pictures and dancing with the stars and walking around with their own camera crews, taking videos of themselves. This thing's gotten out of hand.
I don't want to see them dancing. I don't want to see them taking pictures with kissing babies and shaking hands. I want them to get to freaking work, Captain Bob. I want them to get results for the city of Brownsville and stop putting the money in your pocket. Like, Sylvia, give back the money. That's what I want you to do. Look, there's only one pretty face in the city of Brownsville, and that's Erasmo Castro, period. You know, no one more handsome. There's no one out there better looking. And look, I'm out there taking. That's my job, to go out there and take pictures and cut ribbons and dance the life away. And you know, that's my job. You know, their job is to stop stealing the money, start producing. You know, bring some economic development to this area, save the damn zoo, lower the PUB bills, and they're not doing it because they're out dancing with the stars. Shut up. I don't want to see you dancing with the stars, little rich girl, Daniela. I don't want to see Eddie out there hugging the governor of the state of Texas. I want them to get to work, Captain Bob. I want results.
Well, you just keep it up, because I've heard from elected officials. I won't mention their names, but I've heard from more than one that tell me, boy, that Erasmo won't stop, and they're watching you, so they're at the edge of their seat.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. You know, and it's kind of funny because, and I'm glad you mentioned it. It's kind of funny because, you know, they always try to bring Erasmo down, and they go like, oh well, you know, now he's out there having lunch with Gael or something, and I'm going like, bitch, don't you have other stuff to worry about than who I'm having lunch with? Like, lower the damn PUB bills. That's what people care about in this city. Why anyone would care who I go to lunch with really amazes the crap out of me. Yes, get to work. Lower the damn
I just sent another $1,000 to PUB about an hour ago. Golly, a week ago I gave them $2,000. That's now $3,000 in 3 weeks. It's crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah, look, we don't elect people to go out there and do the picture moment thing. We don't elect people to go out there and figure out who's kissing Erasmo on the cheek. That's not what we elect people for. We elect people to get their damn work. And something that Captain Bob mentioned, you know, in regards to the mayoral race that we just had recently, is like they need to get down to the nitty gritty 24/7 and go out there and find solutions to all this crap that is really, really hurting our city. But something that you mentioned in regards to pissing away money, Captain Bob, you haven't been to my office, right?
No.
You need to come by my office, and I'm going to show you. You should come today. I have a sign right here, Captain Bob. I'm looking at the back of it right here. It is a sign that came off that visitors bureau that we've given away already down there on North Expressway in Ruben Torres. It's right here, Captain Bob. It used to be there. It was the sign that you, Captain Bob, you and I and Gael, we paid $150,000 for it. $150,000, Captain Bob. It's right here, Captain Bob. I'm pointing at it right now. That's where the sign is that you and I paid for $150,000. It's right here. I'll show it to you. I want you to come. I want you to take a picture with it.
What happened? Did it fall off the building or what?
Oh, no. It's a beautiful sign. They changed it for that new logo that they put up there with a little heart and stuff. They paid another $150 for that crap. Another $150, $300,000, Captain Bob. And they threw this sign away. They threw this away to a thrift store, Captain Bob, in Austin, Texas. In Austin, Texas. You know how much I paid for that sign, Captain Bob?
How much?
$86.
Yeah, I think I remember you talking about this one.
86. Captain Bob, you and I paid $150,000 that went into the pocket of a compadre, a politico. The sign's right here, Captain Bob. $150,000 that I paid $86 for. So I'm going to offer to sell the sign finally for $20,000 to any business that wants to own it. $20,000, and you could have $150,000 sign. It's a piece of art. It's an artwork. You got to look at it, Captain Bob. I want you to take a picture with it because you might be the buyer for it. $20,000 and it's yours. It's right here. It's a huge sign. I'm willing to sell it to any, maybe Turi, the International Businessman of the Year. Maybe he should buy the sign and put it up at one of those Trevi stores that he has. It's an amazing sign. And I'm willing to sell it. Huh? It's a tax write-off. And I am willing to let it go for $20,000, which I will use to pay off my Tesla. Because I'm not one of these like, oh, I want to give it away to charity and stuff. No, we already do too much for the community. We do a lot for the community.
Hey, what do you still have your scooter?
Yeah, I got 1, 2, 3.
Is it electric or gas?
Yeah, electric.
How many do you have?
I have 4 now. I have 1, 2, 3 here and 1 in the closet.
Okay, because somebody told me recently they saw a special that was televised nationwide, and they spoke a little bit about South Texas and Brownsville, and they had a 15-second video of you on the scooter, and it came out nationwide. I thought that was pretty cool.
You have to send me that. I haven't seen it. It's kind of trippy because 2 days ago, 3 days ago, someone sent me a video of the guy that came down from Britain that wanted to see Elon Musk, and I did an interview with him, and he I showed you, right?
Showed me that.
And he came to the office and everything, and my cats had just gone through surgery, so they had the cup thing, and that's something that also went international. And someone from Monterrey said, "Erasmo, you're on this international little video out there." I said, "I did not know that." And so now everyone in the world. So I want to see that one that you're mentioning because, again,
I think the international businessman told me. I'm going to ask him later today.
Oh no, here. But ask him if he could send that to me because, la verdad, it's true. It's true. That is what Erasmo Castro is here for. Erasmo Castro is here to take the pictures, to do the little videos, to be on the scooter. That's my job. It's not the politician's job, Captain Bob. It's not the politician's job to be out there dancing with the stars, to go out there taking pictures, having little video clips, doing their TikToks. That's not what we voted them in for, Captain Bob. That's my job. My job is to be the most handsome individual here in the city of Brownsville. Their job is to get to damn work.
There's a few slogans. Don't mess with Texas. Don't mess with Erasmo Castro. Say no to farm-raised shrimp. Say no to the dirty mattresses on the side of the streets.
Hell yeah.
Say no to the politiqueras.
Yeah.
Say no to the discarded tires.
Yeah. And the only ones that are addressing it, Captain Bob, is Captain Bob and Erasmo.
That's right.
If it wasn't for Captain Bob and Erasmo, we'd all be in the dark as your eyes are right now.
Uh-huh.
Captain Bob, I got clients sitting in front of my office, and you gotta take care of your clients, bro.
I gotta go. Thank you.
Thank y'all, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning, guys. Be good to each other. Continue to be good to me. God bless.